All right, welcome back, League Nighters. We are out here at Mini Ward where you saw us last time with the Jamie and the pitching video. We're gonna be doing a new one today. Gonna be doing something that one of the listeners had given us as a suggestion. Unfortunately, we can't find your comment, so we can't shout you out, but it was a great suggestion. We're talking about some outfield skills. But before we do that, we wanna say thank you for everyone for checking out our YouTube channel, coming to the Facebook page, checking all those out, giving us all the love. We've got a lot of new viewers, so we really appreciate you checking that out. Keep doing so. Again, every time you like, subscribe, that's helping us out. Also want to do another shout out today for Stacy, who got us these jerseys.
Yeah, Stacy at ASP hooked us up with these LGH, our U-Trip tournament team jerseys. Also our USA or ASA Softball Sharks, also Stacy designed. So if anybody's interested in it or in the market to get jerseys for their team, we got the hookup, just give us a shout. Leave a comment on the page or hit us up on Facebook, leave a message, and we'll get you connected with her. She does great work, quick turnaround time, and you know, we've done 3 jerseys with her and have no reason to go with anybody else, so Definitely. Let us know.
Awesome. All right, to our subject today, we're gonna be talking about some outfield skills, maybe just like slightly past beginner, you know, not just like, you know, use 2 hands, that sort of stuff. But the listener wanted to know things about like going back on the ball. So we're gonna talk about going back over your left and right shoulder. May even talk about coming in on the ball a little bit. So that way we can kind of figure that all out. So that way we can help you guys make the right decisions in the outfield there. So now. And
we'll definitely cover the ball that's hit directly at you, which is the worst one to go after.
It's always tough. Jason and I are both outfielders, but Jason plays definitely more outfield than I do. So I'm gonna let you start. Let's talk about, you know, different shoulders, that sort of thing. What are you thinking about when you're seeing a ball go over your left or right shoulder?
Sure. The first thing I like to think about when I'm playing in the outfield is as the pitch is starting to come, you really want to make sure you're in a good athletic position. You know, you don't want to have your feet narrow, you're just kind of standing up, you know, dawdling a little bit. You really want to be in a position where if the ball is hit, you're already ready to kind of move in whatever direction you need to go. You know, being lackadaisical, you're going to lose that step that might be the difference between you getting to a ball and not getting to the ball. So I recommend kind of being, you know, shoulders width, maybe even a smidge wider than that, whatever you feel comfortable with, and kind of be down and ready, because you're really kind of think about squatting. You're kind of in a squat so that when you move, you're going to explode out of that in the direction you're needing to go. I hear a lot of people talk about trying to be in a stance where they're kind of like this. If you're expecting it to go in the way that you're open to, that's fine. But if you stand like this normally, especially as a center fielder, and somebody hits it to your other side, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage because you're either going to do one of 2 things. You're going to have to flip your whole body and then find the ball, or you're going to have to turn around and lose the ball altogether. Not the most ideal scenario. But if you're facing straight forward and then you just drop one way or the other, you're gonna be a lot better at tracking that ball over your left shoulder or your right shoulder.
Yeah, definitely. That's always the tough part, and I think that's what adds to reaction time, which I think is a big thing a lot of people talk about. That's a big thing that is the reason I can get away with being an outfielder, because I'm not super fast, but I have a pretty good first step in reaction. So again, super key, and if you do have some speed, that just makes it that much better. So.
Yeah, it just, as like Cam likes to call the plus plays.
Yes.
You give yourself a better opportunity to make those plus plays when you use just good fundamentals. You know, if you're here and you have to flip that way, you may lose half a stride. And half a stride could be the difference between you getting it here and it being just outside of your reach. And that could change the game, right? You want to be that guy making those plus plays. And even if you're not a superstar athlete, shout out again, Jay-Z, who we did a swing breakdown. He is not by any means the fastest guy on the field, but his route efficiency is so clean and effective, he still gets to a lot of stuff that he probably shouldn't. Just because he is so direct to the ball and he reads it so well, he's able to make plays that he probably wouldn't normally if he was not following mechanics to the T. First thing you got to think about when you're an outfielder too is you should never come in first reaction. You either stay flat-footed or you step back and then come in. It's always safer to be in front of you than behind you. So you're sitting here as the ball is coming. If it's going to go over your head to your right shoulder, the first thing you want to think about is just drop stepping. So you see you've got your eye on the ball, you're drop stepping, and then you're running. You're gonna be able to move faster that way. The last thing you ever wanna do is do this. And Cam, why is that?
Backpedaling, you can never run as fast backpedaling as you can. Turn around and just run forward. I can't tell you how many times I've seen someone try to just backpedal into a ball, and all they would have to do is turn around, sprint, and then turn back around, and they would have been there in no time. Whereas they're either making a really tough play or don't get to the ball at all if they only backpedal.
And the worst of the worst of the worst that could happen?
You trip and fall, and then it's game over. Then that's a triple no matter what, because it's either going to the wall or the play here in San Francisco is just going forever. It's never going to stop. So
yeah.
That's a Little League home run.
So the first thing, again, you don't ever want to backpedal. You know, your first step should always be back, but not a backpedal, right? You don't want to just start doing this. Because as you mentioned, you'll be slower. You're not, especially too when you're going back on that and you're doing this, your head's gonna bob up and down. You're gonna have a harder time following the path of the ball. So very, very bad mechanics. It's gonna make it a lot harder to be a good outfielder. You know, you're in that good position, you see the ball come off the bat. If it's coming to your left side, you're gonna drop and run. Set, catch it if you can, you're gonna catch it over your shoulder. Same thing with the right side. You're just gonna be ready, turn. See, you're still following the path of the ball. Turn, sprint, catch.
It's super hard, first of all, to catch while you're moving backwards like that. And again, if you trip and fall, it's just, there's nothing to do. You can't do anything about it. You just look like a fool and you miss the ball. So.
Somebody will post it on TikTok.
That's right, that's right. That's right. Somebody will do that for you.
Talking about that hardest play, right? You got a ball that's hit directly over you. What you want to do is go to the side that you're more comfortable with, or your initial read may be one way or the other. So you'll go back, and then you see it's going to be over the other side. Quick turn around. So you're going to lose visual of the ball for a split second, but your momentum will keep you moving that way. What you don't want to do is do this, and then do that. It's a lot harder to keep your eye on the ball while turning your momentum completely the opposite direction. It's a lot more technique. You have to have a lot more kind of balance. It's gonna be a lot harder to make that play. So best recommendation, if you're going back on one side and you gotta switch, just get your head around really quickly, whip those shoulders, keep tracing it again. Your speed will not drop off.
Yeah, I had a coach at one point in the past tell me that you gotta have a head like a ballerina. If you've ever watched a ballerina in slow motion, when they're doing their spins, their head is almost always stationary because they flip it around to the same direction so fast. That's how they don't get dizzy and fall over. You gotta do the same thing if you gotta switch shoulders like that. You gotta flip your head super fast. That way you don't get disoriented, and again, you get your eye back on the ball immediately.
So just some easy drills you can do. You know, you have to have somebody to do this with, but
yep.
You've got Cam here. You can't see him. He's just off camera, but you know, you're kind of in your ready position. You do whatever you want.
Okay.
And just have somebody throw him. They don't have to be that far. He's probably 20 feet away, maybe, but you just kind of practice that. And it's not even really teaching yourself to catch the ball so much as teaching yourself how to put your body in the position to catch it. Now, obviously you want to catch it, but just really focus on first step, mechanics, really putting yourself in a good position. The other thing that you see in slow pitch softball a ton is either teams just never practice or they only do batting practice. And if you're an outfielder and you're doing batting practice, look at those as live game reps. When you're out there shagging balls, pay attention, get yourself in a position, put yourself at the part of the field where you normally play outfield. Treat it like a game situation. Those are good chances for you to get repetitions to practice all these things. You'll only get better.
Thank you for watching, everyone. We really appreciate it. Depending on what platform you're watching us on, like, subscribe, leave us a comment. Anything you can do to let us know that you like what we're doing here. We really appreciate it. We'll see you next time.